Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Sunday afternoon chat on a beautiful Sunday afternoon in southern Oklahoma. The eagle is beautiful. Look at the trees back behind me. Look at the grass. Everything's getting green. God's doing His work again. That's all I can say. He's doing His work again. It's absolutely beautiful. Had 4/10 of an inch of rain last night. They had some pretty good rains here in places in Oklahoma. We had 4/10, which we're very thankful for. And actually supposed to get some more maybe tomorrow night, maybe sometime starting tomorrow evening, tomorrow night, maybe as much as an inch or two, which would really, really be spectacular. Well, here we are, just a few hours away from the event that seems to be causing more of a ruckus and being to talk about more than the Super Bowl or the World Series combined, I guess, the eclipse of the sun. And we're in a pretty good situation here in southern Oklahoma. I think you need to be a little bit east of here to really be perfect. Maybe southeastern Oklahoma is really the big deal. They say that they're renting rooms down there for $400, $500, $600 a night, and then they got the forestry department out, all the local law officials and the highway patrol and everybody, because of the huge crowds of everybody to look up there and watch that eclipse. And so it's going to be something, you know. It's an eclipse of perhaps, I think we had one of these back not too awful long ago, not too many years ago, but this one is biblical proportions, and a lot of biblical prophecy is perhaps being fulfilled. A lot of people say that tomorrow sometime Jesus will come back. The Bible tells us that nobody knows the time, not even Jesus himself. Only God the Father knows the time that Jesus will come back to the earth, and God will send him back to the earth, or he'll come back of his own volition. I don't know really how that's going to work, but if God asks him to come back, he's going to be riding on a cloud with all those angels, and it's going to be a rapture, and it's going to be absolutely an incredible situation. Could happen tomorrow. Could happen this afternoon. Could happen right now. I'm always looking around, looking at the sky. Of course, being a fisherman and being outdoors all the time like I am, I look at the weather and the sky all the time anyway. But I have kept an eye out sharply for the last few years, because I believe all the signs are there all over the country and all over the world. And the earthquake right in Lebanon, New Jersey, I guess it was, a couple of days ago. I saw something up on, I don't know if it was on our Facebook or our YouTube channel or our TikTok or something, that somebody talking about a fault line that lays under a group of towns in the Midwest that kind of follows the line of that total solar eclipse. And it goes through 3 or 4 different towns named Lebanon. That's right, Lebanon. And I thought, and they prophesied that was going to be a big earthquake happen and go down that fault line that goes under those 3 towns of Lebanon. And they had a lot of prophecy to back that up. And I don't know. I'm ready. I'm ready. If Jesus comes today or tomorrow or next week or 5 years from now, I'm ready. I'm ready. But it is kind of ironic that earthquake happened underneath the town of Lebanon, New Jersey, and earthquakes are rare in that part of the country. Earthquakes are common all over the world. They happen every single day. We have a lot of them here in Oklahoma. Didn't used to have them, but we've had several. You know, we felt them. They mostly up around Oklahoma City, north of Oklahoma City, and west, and Prague, Oklahoma, which is about 100 miles straight north of us. They have a lot of them in that area right there. We've actually felt them right here on Twin Eagle Ranch, 100 miles away. So, and we've heard them. They make noise. The dogs get all excited and start barking before the earthquake starts happening. So they realize it before we do. But the eclipse is going to be a great thing. I do not have any eclipse glasses. I was going to try to stop at a couple of stores after church, and I forgot all about it, and try to buy Chris and I a couple. She has had cataract eye surgery on one eye, and she sees out of it greatly, she says. She's going to have the other one here pretty soon, but and she has some really, really dark glasses they gave her. I don't know if that works for looking at that or not. I don't know if our Jimmy Houston Solar Bat sunglasses work or not. I think those glasses have UV protection, but I think they're really, really dark. And our glasses do have 100% UV protection in them, but I don't know that. I don't know if they'll work or not. I'm going to be real careful around it anyway. I'm definitely going to wear some glasses looking out. But Chris has got those real dark glasses she wore that were more protection than anything else after she had that cataract surgery done. And she can see out of that eye great. But the other big event that happened was not really a big event in anybody's life. It was just an anniversary of sorts for us. April 5 was 3 years since Chris had her stroke. And I drove 646 miles that morning down to about an hour this side of Birmingham, Alabama. Sherry called me and told me what had happened. I turned around right in the middle of the interstate, drove 646 miles back, 22 and a half hours straight driving is what I did. And then the next morning at the hospital, I got there about 4:30, and I guess the doctor got there about 6:30 or 7. I don't really know what time it was, but he told me that it was really, really bad. I could tell it was bad. She looked so terrible. She looked so pitiful, and she just looked so damaged, and she was damaged. Told me that she would probably not leave that hospital alive, and if she did leave the hospital alive, she would never come back to the ranch. I don't even know how he knew we had a ranch, but he did. And but here we are 3 years later. She still can't walk. She still can't use her right hand. She can't go fishing. She can fish with her left hand, a cane pole, which we've done some of that down on the pier here at the lake. And she still can't pronounce all of her words correctly. She pronounces and says a lot of them correctly, way better than it used to. It's getting better all the time, and her voice is still not the same as it was. She's got that stroke voice, and it happens a lot when people have stroke, and somehow that brain affects your vocal cords also. But occasionally she's got that sweet angel voice that she's had all of her life, and when that happens, my heart just warms, toasty warm. I guarantee you, it warms my heart big time when that happens. And I still believe she's going to be completely recovered by God. I think she's going to walk. I think she's going to go fishing. I know that angel voice is coming back, and we're going to live a lot of years here on this ranch and enjoy each other for a long, long time. But I'm enjoying taking care of her. It's very challenging at times, and that's a pure 100% full job. Although we're still doing about 60 personal appearances a year, and doing 26 television shows, actually 39 television shows, 26 for Jimmy Houston Outdoors and 13 for Jimmy Houston Adventures, which has got some hunting involved in it. And we do have a couple turkey trips planned toward the end of this month, the last week of this month, and I think the first 3 or 4 days of May. We'll be, I know in Texas, we'll be hunting maybe the third week of this month with my really, really great friend of mine, Craig Whitt, who is a pastor at the First Baptist Bentonville, one of the pastors there on the staff, and I do a lot of work for Craig throughout the year at Baptist churches all over the country, but Craig's asked me to go hunting with him again. I've been hunting with him before. He's a great hunter, loves to hunt, and he's got a lot of turkeys out there in Texas this year. He's seen a lot on his cameras, and so I'm looking forward to going out there for 2 or 3 days, and then we'll go up and hunt with several of my friends, Charlie Ingram being one of them, Gary Mason, and we're going to hunt up in Missouri the second week of the Missouri season. Missouri's got a 2-week season. First week you're allowed to kill one bird. The second week you can kill a bird, or you can kill both of your birds. It's a 2-bird limit in Missouri. We're going up to northern Missouri. It's a full-day drive up here from down here where we live, but they have really big birds. We're going to take our tracker boat with it, our Riley tracker boat up there, and try to do a couple, 2 or 3 crappie shows while we're up there. And so we're really, really, really looking forward to that. And that's going to be a great trip toward the end of the month here. The crappie are biting just about everywhere. The bass are biting just about everywhere. The white bass are running. Some of y'all asked me if they're up to Horseshoe Bend yet on the Illinois River above 10 killer. They're not quite up there yet. Some of the males are up there, but the females are down around between Carter's Landing and Dry Creek and Caney Creek. But there's a lot of them moving up here. It's going to be a really good white bass run unless we get a bunch of big rain in there and flood that river out. But it's good there right now. You can catch a lot of white bass. I went over there and caught quite a few myself the other day. I will be in Tahlequah next weekend, by the way. I'll be there on Saturday morning. I'll be there Friday night also. I'm going to go up and attend the Forge Men's Conference where I'll be speaking Saturday morning. They have incredible speakers there. I'm like far and away the least of the bunch of the speakers. Jimmy Hunt will be there, who was the first Native American president of the Southern Baptist Convention, an incredibly great preacher. J.C. Watts, quarterback at the University of Oklahoma, United States congressman, will be there. Great man, great person. And I've met J.C. a time or two at Oklahoma University football games. Bubba Burcham will also be there. Bubba was a walk-on at the University of Oklahoma, and I think ended up being an All-American. I do know that he played on a national championship football team there, and these guys are great speakers. And Forged Men's Conference next Friday and Saturday, I believe that's April 13 and 14. I might not have those dates right, but it is April 13 and 14. And Friday night and Saturday morning. So it's a 2-day event, incredibly great event. I'll be speaking Saturday morning, but I'm going to go there Friday evening. Hopefully, probably take my son up there, Jamie, with me, and we're going to try to become better men. That's what any man should be doing is try to become a better man. And this is one great way to do it, because these guys will have some incredibly inspiring and great ways for you to become a better father, a better husband, a better grandfather, a better friend, a better employee, a better employer, and just a better godly person. You'll be challenged, I'm sure, at that. I certainly need to be challenged myself all the time. I challenge myself, but I need to be challenged by other people as well. And we will be the following weekend at First Baptist Church Adair. Adair is a little bitty town up by Grand Lake. I go through Adair a lot, when I believe that's on Highway 69. But that First Baptist Church is a great church, a beautiful church there. They're having a big crappie tournament up there. That's the following Saturday, which I think is probably the 21st. If I'm right, it's the following Saturday. And the big crappie tournament, a two-man team crappie tournament. I will be speaking at the crappie event that night, the crappie dinner after the crappie tournament. And I understand they're going to fillet those crappie up. We're going to have a big crappie feed too, so it'll be wonderful. So if you're anywhere within an hour, 2, 3 hours of Adair, Oklahoma, which is just north up around Grand Lake, not too far from Tulsa, and of course Tahlequah, Oklahoma, over in the northeastern part of the state, just north of Lake Tenkiller, both of those are going to be tremendous opportunities and tremendous events. The crappie tournament at Adair, Oklahoma, Saturday week, and then next Friday and Saturday, the Forge Men's Conference at First Baptist Church in Tahlequah. I'll be working down in Plano on that Sunday after that crappie tournament. Don't know the name of that event. It's a wellness event down there. I'll be working down there some with the NH State people and NH State Water and NH State Patches, which are just doing remarkable things for people from a health standpoint. So it's a great company we're working with there on that Sunday. But things are going wonderfully here on the ranch. Like I said, we had that rain. God is making everything green. You look around the mountains, it's just absolutely fantastic. I just sit and look around and I marvel at what a great God we serve. I marvel at how God has blessed Chris and I with this ranch. And I spend a lot of time in cities. I work in cities a lot. I fly through cities, and to come back to this ranch and go through that gate and come back here a couple, 2 or 3 miles to our house, it's just like stepping into heaven. And we can't imagine how great heaven will be, but golly, it's better than this. It's going to really be something, and it will be better than this. There's no doubt about it. But God has placed Chris and I for the last 20 years of our life in heaven on earth right here on this ranch, and we're so blessed. And we share this with a lot of our friends, and we're fortunate to be able to share it. We had some people in here last Monday, as a matter of fact, and we caught a lot of fish. Jamie brought the assistant police chief down from Tahlequah, and they fished over in the other lake and caught over 100. Jamie took 7 or 8 big old crappie home with him, filleted them, and took the fillets home with him to have a little crappie fry. And I had a couple of guys that had bought a trip for the Jay Ellis's organization, Cast for Kids. And I donated a trip for the last several years to that. And Steve Perkins, my buddy, I let him donate a trip as well. And so we had a couple of boats out here, and I think we caught well over 100. 2 boats together, we caught well over 100. Jamie caught over 100 at the other lake by himself. So we just had a spectacular day. Cloudy, not very windy, just a perfect day to fish. And everybody had just a great time, just a wonderful time. So we had a lot of fun. But it's just a perfect time of the year. Every year since I was young, when spring came, I just thank God and praise God for giving me another spring. And he gave me another spring and another spring and another spring. And here I am, 79 years old, will be 80 in this summer, July 28. The day after Chris has her birthday. She won't be 80. She's not near there yet. But God's given me a lot of springs, and I praise him for it every year. And I've watched this one start to unfold. Even our pecan trees are starting to get some green leaves on them. That just happened within the last day or two. We're not seeing many deer around the house. It's becoming a little bit more difficult to get deer videos, but I will go in the pen some this week and feed the babies and kind of take a look at Prince Charming and Casper. Their antlers are already beginning to grow pretty good. And the others, we're just not having many bucks come around where we can video, and we do have a couple of bucks in the other pen. I'll take some looks at those in this week's deer videos. But we thank all of you for being involved in our social media. We're getting close to 1 million people total on social media. 660,000 of those are on Facebook. We've got 3 channels on YouTube. It's totaled up about 160 or 170,000. over 90,000 people on TikTok, and we've put some of our daily devotionals up on TikTok, and some of them have had 40 or 50,000 views over there. So many people have got a dim view of TikTok, but they allow us to do daily devotionals and proclaim the Word of God, and teach people a little bit more about God and how God can affect their life on a daily basis in some very positive manners. And I appreciate TikTok for allowing us to do that. And we're probably censored a lot more on Facebook and YouTube than we are on TikTok, which is kind of strange, but that's the way it is. And I appreciate the people who are watching over there. A lot of those people come over there and get on our regular YouTube channels or on our Facebook, and I appreciate that as well. But it's a great Sunday. It's a great day to be alive. It's a wonderful day to serve our Lord. And the eclipse, a natural phenomena created by God Himself, is going to happen tomorrow. Well, hopefully we're going to get a look at it here at the Twin Eagle Ranch, and I don't know, we might shoot some video through it. Why not? Probably everybody in the world will probably cover up social media, and everybody will do a whole lot better job than I would even think about doing. But I've got some videos to do. I've got a couple items in boxes I'm going to open up. I know what they are. One of them are some kits from Lucky Strike, which the brand new packaging, some brand new kits we're putting together to help fishermen of all skill levels. And another one is a product that we're testing. Hopefully get to test it maybe in the next day or two. If I can just find time to do it in the next day or two, that will allow you to see your lure a lot better on forward-facing sonar. Something made by Spike It, the people that make the Spike It dip and die, and the markers that you can mark your lures and paint your lures, and also your fishing line markers where you can mark braid where the fish will have a really difficult time seeing it. We're going to be testing some of that this week and hopefully have that on the market sometime pretty soon. I don't know how quickly. Sometimes those things take a lot longer than I think it should take, but we're going to be testing some of that, opening those boxes this week, and throwing some more tips out there about how to catch fish this time of the year. It's a great time of the year to be out there and be fishing. Go fishing. Go fishing. It's good for you, as my buddy Richard Jean, the fishing machine, would say. I need to get Richard Jean down here and fish with him. Planning on fishing with my buddy Daniel Arms sometime pretty soon, and his son Houston. I've talked to them a couple times here lately, and they're doing just incredibly well on their YouTube and their Facebook channels. And hopefully we'll get to take those fishing, because it's so much fun. Daniel's such a great friend, a great person. And Houston is just a ball of fire. He's made to look into a camera. He's just got energy and personality to burn, and I love him to death. He's got a good name too, Houston Arms. That's a good name, isn't it? I love that, Houston Arms. Good first name, good last name as well. So guys and girls, go out there and have you a great week. You make the week. The week doesn't make you. Rejoice in the Lord that you serve. The joy of the Lord is our strength. I've been reading some devotionals lately, and it talks all about no matter what type situations we may be going through, our relationship with Jesus Christ and the joy we have and what Jesus and God has done for us and continues to do for us day by day overrides anything else. Yes, it overrides strokes. It overrides heart attacks. It overrides car accidents. It overrides getting fired. It overrides, and we're struggling right now to keep our television show going. And make no bones about that. I'll just throw that out there. We're just struggling, keeping enough money coming in to pay all the bills. It costs a lot of money to produce that television show and buy the television time, and we're struggling with that right now. So, but irregardless of all that, irregardless of financial situations or whatever might be going on in your life, what God has done for us, what Jesus has done for us, and the promise He has for us, and the things He'll do for us as we live on this earth, but the bigger thing that He has planned for us for eternity overrides everything else. So whatever you might be going through, God's got it. God's got it. And the joy of the Lord, that's our strength. What God has done for us and what we're going through tomorrow, the next day, or next year, or the next 20 years here on this earth, just a little bitty speck of time into what God has prepared for us for eternity. So, smile. Have a great day every day. Let the circumstances be danged. First time I've coughed, I'm going through a terrifically bad cold. Chris and I are passing it back and forth between each other. But get off here before I start coughing right in the middle of it. Remember, guys and girls, golly, I sure do love you.